All right. Hello. Good evening. My name's Leah McCoy. I'm happy to welcome you all here this evening. I'm the executive director of Parkway's Alumni Association, and we're super excited to be sponsoring this event tonight. The Thomas Phelps Pitch Competition is a part of our Thomas Phelps Entrepreneurship Fund, which is one of the funds that the Parkway Alumni Association has. This fund in particular supports entrepreneurial endeavors by students, and so tonight we'll be presenting $1,000. Divided three ways: $500 for the first prize, $300 for second, and $200 for third place. So good luck to all of you out there pitching tonight. I know you're going to be awesome. So the Alumni Association, we have 80,000 alumni here in Parkway now, and we're a 501c3 nonprofit, and our mission is to keep our alumni connected and to give back to the Parkway community. And so we're really happy to be here tonight and supporting this event and supporting Spark, which is an amazing program. I'd like to introduce Drew Weckbach. He's going to be your MC tonight. So thank you.
Thank you, Leah, and thank you to the Parkway Alumni Association and especially the Phelps Fund. We appreciate everybody coming out tonight. We actually have a special guest to start off our evening. We have Triya, who's here to tell you a little bit about her business, and I'm super excited to tell you about this middle schooler who's going to be the future of the Spark program here in about 5 years. You ready to join Spark when you get to high school? All right. The mic is yours. Let's hear all about your business.
As said by Martin Luther King, Jr., I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Mrs. Cloman told this to me the night before my very first sale. I had butterflies in my stomach. Starting a business has been a passion of mine since I was 6 years old. First, I wanted to get into making some yummy s'mores. Then it was lemonade, but then I bounced right back to s'mores again. Finally, I came across gel candles. Candles of Joy is a nonprofit business. My mission to start Candles of Joy was that we cannot help everyone, but together we can help someone. All the profits from the sale of those candles are given back to the local charities. Every candle has a story and has a cause, making them candles with a cause. It all started in the 4th grade mosaics when the funds from the mosaics business project did not go to the charity of my choice. I thought it was time to step up and do it myself. The summer of 2017 was when I came across the art of making gel candles. During summer break, I left a voicemail to the city of Chesterfield in regards to the business license. By the end of the day, Miss Andrea called me back and we scheduled an appointment to see her. During our visit, I not only get my business license, but Miss Libby referred me to Miss Colleen, the manager at Tom Prestige Outlet. My first candle sale was at Topman, and it was at a merged pop-up boutique right next to Yankee Candle. And all the profit from that sale went to Friends of Kids with Cancer. Before I even started making my candles, I had to do tons of research, talk to lots of people, watch lots of YouTube videos. With a little bit of creativity and help from my mom, I made my first batch of candles. Can you believe I used crayons to color these candles? Most of the materials I use come from Amazon and local craft stores. Coupons are something I learned how to use very well because every penny I save buying materials, that means more money to go to the charities. Thrift stores are where I can find hidden treasures. It all starts when I plan for an event. I schedule a meeting and I decide what day I'm going to sell. Then I check for all my raw materials like my glass containers and my gel wax. Then I start making most of my candles in batches. Then me and my mom, we start posting the details about the sale on Facebook. After that, I've learned how to organize my candles from my very first sale because after a certain amount of time, I go nose blind. I put stickers on the bottom so I can realize the scents because I can just match them up to what I already know. I like to set goals for myself, and each by each sale, I try to put a harder goal for myself to achieve. When I buy votive candle holders from the thrift store, they are used and have candle wax in them. So a day before I have to use them, I immerse them in hot water, remove the wax, wash, and dry them. The next day, I put in the wax and the wick. For Candles of Joy SWOT analysis, I realized that my strengths are that gel candles last 2 to 3 times longer than normal wax candles, and the personalization makes them look pretty. Some things I'm not as strong as is that I have less experience than other candle makers, and my candles aren't consistent because they're handmade and I lack the proper equipment to make them. Opportunities I have are approaching local boutiques to carry my candles in stock. Gel candles are not found in home decor or craft stores. I also like to participate in street and craft fairs. Some threats to me are more experienced entrepreneurs who make candles and brand name candles. I have many goals, but one of my main ones is to help charities and organizations that mean a lot to me. My short-term goal is for the local community to know more about Candles of Joy. My intermediate goal is for Candles of Joy to be mentioned in the national newspaper. And my long-term goal is for Candles of Joy to be mentioned on national television like Ellen, because I read a book called You Got This by Maya S. Penn, who was also a kid entrepreneur. And she realized that the more times she appeared on national television, the more her sales increased. So I guess I'm following in her footsteps. I'm also introducing new products like oil burners, design your own candle, car fragrances, and so much more. And these are some of my oil burners. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to pitch Candles of Joy.
Thank you so much, Triya. That was awesome. Triya's products are for sale at break and after the show. So, Triya, come back up here, please. We met Triya this last summer, and we actually posted on the alumni Facebook page last week that we were having a vendor fair. She contacted us and said, hey, can I be in that fair? And then she sold more than 22 vendors here. So let's hear it for Triya. She's amazing. And on behalf of the Alumni Association and Spark, we would like to give you a gift bag. Thank you.
Great job, Triya. I hope everybody was taking notes on that presentation. But no, great speaking voice, and way to be nimble back there. I know the slides didn't catch up to you for the first couple seconds, so great job being nimble out there, Triya. All right, now on to the main portion of the program. DJ, you're up first with Savage Records. Come on down, big guy.
Hi. I'm DJ Pujji, and this is 314 Savage Records. What we do. We are a record label dedicated to helping entrepreneurial growth in the music world in St. Louis and giving local artists a platform to build and grow on. My very first artist was St. P, who I call him Marcus. I met him when he was 20 years old, working 60, 50 hours a week at Valvoline, trying to support himself, his parents, his girlfriend, and her mother. He invested all the rest of his money into music, and it turned out pretty well for him. Today, he's performing in downtown St. Louis and opening up for artists coming out of town, such as Kyle Lucas, who we opened up for on Tuesday. Why I do it. My brother told me the story of him trying to get money when he was in high school, and he said he was fortunate enough that he did not need to sell drugs unlike most of his peers. And today, he fights the war on drugs by making compound medicine, and it's always been a passion of his. He handed me his DJing business. Well, I kind of earned it. And I've been doing that for the last 4 or 5 years. I was also mentored by Ronnie Notch, who is a local entrepreneur and the executive producer for the show Power. He started a program along with Microsoft called Notes for Life, which gives kids the opportunity to make music themselves. And we had our commercial on Hot 104.9. I've also wanted to make music my whole life. I never had the opportunity to do it, besides Notes for Life, because I never had the equipment, and I realized no one's going to hand it to me, so I had to go and get it. Being a hustler, I had a lot of jobs. Most of them did not work out because you can't work 2 a.m. on a school night. However, now I'm at Creve Coeur Airport as a line serviceman fueling planes after school. And once I close the airport, I have contracts for cleaning planes. On the weekends, I DJ. And after having to make my own album covers, I decided I could make them for other artists. So whenever I get time, I do that as well. How we generate revenue for artists. Clubs we perform at bring in about $1,000 to $2,000 in ticket sales and cover charges alone, which we keep 50% of, which is about $500 to $1,000. Getting footage of the lines, the crowd, and waitresses counting tips is enough for a club owner to book us on the spot. We also sell our mixtapes online and hard copies, which cost about $1 to make, and we retail them at $10. Our merchandise, which is available at shows in the booths and online on the online store, shirts cost about $8 to make, and they retail at $25. The platforms we are on: iTunes and Spotify already, and YouTube for our music videos. We're also part of the Wave AC launching class, which is being launched by our very own Noah Weidner. And we also own the domain 314 Savage Records, but we are awaiting hosting and we need a developer as well. Which, if any of you know somebody, contact us after the show. We also need another $1,500 in startup funds for software, compressed mics, and rights distribution and registration. But once we have all that, that's all we need for 100% success. With that being said, who wants to change the world?
Thank you, DJ Pujji. All right. Next to the stage, we have my 3D Print Bros. My 3D Print Bros.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Right here.
Hello, how's everyone doing out tonight? Good. All right, my name's Tyler Ramatowski.
And I'm Johnny Wichlenski.
We few, we marry few. We, band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. So, the next slide. We're the 3D printing bros. Even though we haven't shed blood, we have shed our blood, sweat, and tears, minus blood part. So, what the? Kevin Harter. Go back 3 slides. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm so sorry, but so what were the slides is they were a bunch of pictures of my best friend Johnny and I. We do everything together. We've gone golfing together. We're on the golf team. We go to school together. We live in the same neighborhood, and we even went to Florida together a few times. But that just shows you that just like King Henry IV and his group of guys that defied all odds and beat the huge, numerous other side, we too, as two best friends who are linked together and are strong, can beat our competitors.
For example here, two of the most technologically advanced brands in the world, Tesla and Apple. Back in like the mid 20th century, a lot of the things that Tesla and Apple do, such as self-driving cars and cell phones that are a very common occurrence, were only dreams, and people didn't even think of them in their wildest dreams. But now it's a common occurrence today. They beat up brands like Ford, Volkswagen, HTC, and Samsung, and would make them some of the biggest powerhouses in the world. And that's exactly what we intend to do. We intend to tap into the 3D printing market, which is something that the future holds that is very bright. And so therefore, we intend to invest in ourselves and in the future. So as far as our target market goes, we are targeting small and local business owners who require simple designs and small orders. This is because we can turn around faster than any other 3D printing companies that take around 2 to 3 weeks, even up to a month. So as far as our business structure goes, we plan to market through social media such as Instagram and Twitter, and then grow through the word of mouth of our previous customers and clients. We'll have our third business partner, Andrew O-Ring, design and produce the object in a software program to be able to print and blueprint our ideas. We'll then upload that design onto an SD card and put in our 3D printer. And then from there, we'll print the design, and we'll dip that PLA or ABS plastic that prints out into a carbon coating to reinforce and strengthen the design. And then we're going to follow through cheaply and quickly, which is how we differentiate ourselves from every other company, because a lot of companies charge outrageous amounts of outrageous prices and takes a very long time to fulfill these orders. So we will produce these between 3 and 13 cents a piece, and then sell anywhere from 5 to 10 for each piece.
So right now, we just bought the Monoprice 3D printer a few weeks back. We've given it a few test runs. We created this owl here. And what we've learned is that the Monoprice 3D printer is great for beginners and advanced 3D printers. So what it does is, right here is the length of it. It can print about a 12 to 15 inch high design by around 4 to 5 inches. So that would call for a very either super complex or something as simple as coasters or any customizable piece that you'd like to buy or have for your business. So it makes perfect for holiday gifts, and it really makes perfect for anyone who's looking to find something that's really unique and you can't make or buy anywhere else, especially in quantities of one or a few. So our milestones, we have $4,000 in open contracts. We have about 5 or 6 different companies that want to buy some 3D printed goods for their holiday gifts. They want to find ways to make their costs very cheap, and they want to actually have something customizable with a quick turnaround. So far we bought the filament and the machinery, and all of our filament and the machinery is around $10,000 in inventory, meaning if we print every piece of filament and we sell it for the $5 to $10, it'll roughly generate us $10,000. And the machine is also worth about $400 to $500. So another milestone is it's actually hard to find someone to be able to actually design in this special platform and make the blueprinting. So we found our guy, and we're really, really impressed and really satisfied. So if we win, we'll buy a ton of different filaments to stock up our inventory. And I have no doubt in my mind that we can stock up our inventory to $25,000 to $50,000. And thank you guys for coming out. Just remember, we will define the odds like King Henry IV and his crew. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Huh?
It seems to be working.
It's working.
Yeah, it's working.
I think. Thank you. I don't know why, but all the pictures were like.
Before we move on to our next presentation, I would like to go ahead and introduce some of the judges here. So we'll start over here with the Waterway guys. I'll let you guys each introduce and tell us a little about yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name's Tony Rice. I'm with Waterway Car Wash. I'm a territory manager in St. Louis, and I've worked for Waterway for over 19 years.
Hi, I'm Todd Smith. I'm also a territory manager. I have worked for Waterway for 18 years now.
Sean Nordgarten, also with Waterway. I work with Tony and Todd. I'm Vice President of Operations for Waterway. We have locations in 5 different markets, 7 here in St. Louis. Started like these gentlemen in high school, same age of a lot of the students that are participating tonight. And it's just awesome to see what you guys are going to present tonight. Just awesome for us to be able to be part of this and give back to the community. We really thank everybody for the opportunity to be here.
I'm not from Waterway, but I love your service. My name is Tony Spielberg, and I am the CEO of Boone Center BCI Packaging, where we employ almost 500 adults with developmental disabilities. I was here for the opening year of Spark and fell in love with the program, and it's just been an amazing journey watching all of you guys succeed.
I'm Brian Webster. I'm currently an entrepreneurship instructor at Principia High School, which is just down the road. I'm a serial entrepreneur myself, having started or helped start about 10 different companies. Currently working with one that's building the world's largest hydroponic greenhouse in California. So I'm familiar with the entrepreneurial world.
Hello, I'm John Fitzgerald. I'm a principal in the Pattonville School District, and I am a Parkway North grad.
Yeah. Thank you to all the judges for coming out and giving your time and a little bit of history about yourself. I was just curious, for the Waterway team, how many high school students you guys actually employed at any given time?
First site, 50 to 100.
50 to 100.
Over 1,000 across all of our stores.
Wonderful. Is there any students that work for Waterway here in the room? And how awesome are they to work with? Oh, wow. High praise coming from Xantha. And I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about the partnership that you guys have with Parkway at all. You interested?
I think we're developing it further. Started with Spark for me personally, and we're trying to develop that out with West, Central, and North. Really just trying to target the schools that we employ most of the students from. So ranging anywhere from just being a part of the business division and assisting with activities like mock interviews to judging other competitions and that type of thing. So, but for Spark, I'm personally a mentor. It's something that I've committed to doing, and I've really enjoyed my experience so far. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for your partnership and your commitment both here and at all of your locations around the area. And it's actually something we're starting to see a lot more in the community at large here in St. Louis. I know JJ and I were just talking before we all started. There's a company called 1904 Labs that employs a lot of people underneath more of a corporate umbrella, but allows them to work outside of that actual corporation. So instead of being bogged down by the bureaucracy of working for a Fortune 100 company, it allows you and that company to have a little more of a creative mindset on the outside. So we love it when other companies here in the St. Louis areas are starting to realize there is a place for entrepreneurship inside of a larger company. For those of you that may not be aware of it, there is a terminology called intrapreneurship, and we're excited to see that both happening on the corporate world here in St. Louis. And we've had 2 pitches so far. We have number 3. We have B-Cubed Media coming up here to spice up the room one more time. Here you go, Caleb.
Okay, before I get started, everybody else before me was amazing. Let's give one more round of applause for them, because that's really hard to follow. And second, so tonight, my book is going on sale in about a week, and we're pre-selling the ebook for $5. Every ebook you guys buy, we're going to donate a toy to a child in need. So during the break, feel free to talk to me. We're going through that, and it definitely helps a lot of kids out around the holidays. So, Noah, you ready to start? Awesome. Hi guys, my name is Caleb Salter, and I'm the resident super nerd and CEO at BQ Media LLC. And we found a big problem with the web industry. You see, price does not equal marketing, but a lot of business owners are treating it that way. In traditional marketing methods, business owners used to be able to use their price, their hours, their location, but those factors do not work on digital means. The solution, BCube Media provides websites and social media services in an innovative and scalable way that helps business owners. How? By telling their story. You see, more and more people want to see how a business works, the people behind the business, and the processes behind it. And when businesses don't showcase that, they fail in their marketing. So I'm going to tell you my story, and then we'll get into more of how BCube Media is helping business owners grow. Oops, you want to go? Okay. Oh, whoa. There's a few slides before that. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I started at 2 years old with my first computer, and I took it apart with the screwdriver. And my dad, he can tell you, he was not very happy. He was really mad. So after taking apart my only Christmas gift for that year, I proceeded to do it 5 more times, which led me into starting my first company at 10 years old, repairing computers out of my parents' basement. Now, we had to move and the computers had to go. Okay. So, thank you, AT&T. Just like to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, AT&T. There's one before that. Whoa, what is that? Can you go back? There should be one more. Whoa. Okay, so anyways, at 13 years old, I wanted to start a bow tie company, and that didn't work out too well because I did not have the capital to go forward and start that bow tie company. So I was like, what the heck am I going to do? I'm broke, I have this hosting for a year, and I have no idea what's going on. So at that point, I was like, well, I know how to build websites, so might as well do that. And landed my first client, and from there, I think there should be a whoa. Yes. From there, we've experienced tremendous growth. There should be one after this. Oh, whoa. Okay, this is really weird. Okay, all the pictures aren't there. But we've experienced tremendous growth. I've done things like Write for Entrepreneur magazine, been interviewed a ton of different times, a bunch of different podcasts, and done a ton of stuff through Spark, met the founder of Answers.com, all that really cool stuff. So 2 big things. Because BCube Media is a client-focused company, we address a few major issues with the web industry. One is financing. Web design is expensive. It is really expensive. Unfortunately, we all don't have money like Scrooge McDuck here, and we can't afford large websites like a lot of people want to spend money on. Our competitors charge $2,400 or even more for a website. That's a lot of coffee. So a BCube Media website is just $100 a month, and with our unique financing model, we will never lose money on a deal. This is amazing because not only can we offer these rock bottom prices, but we're also profitable no matter what. Now, second biggest thing that we do is we focus on strengths not only of the people within our organization, we have 5 right now, but also of the business owners outside our organization. The competitor's approach is send us the content you want for the website. Unfortunately, not all of us are writers, including me. The BCubed approach is let us do it for you by providing full service packages for all of our clients unless they specifically request them not to be full service. And focusing on the strengths of everybody involved, we drive more results and make more money for our clients. Speaking of money, total to date, we've landed $13,825 in contracts. On top of that, we have $53,900 in total open negotiations right now, all of which we have opened in the last month and a half or so. Our numbers to date, we have operated in a 70% margin with a 230% return on investment, and our projections for next year to hit $100,000 in sales. This might seem crazy, but all of those proposals we wrote, we have a 50% close rate on those, and that has been in the last month and a half, so these numbers are actually a tad small. Some of the clients we've done work with, most notably the Alumni Association, Kindred Storage, all these people. I couldn't fit all of them in the slide, unfortunately. These are just some quick examples of our work. And now my marketing, right? I'm a marketer. What the heck am I doing to market BCubed? So we have over 2,500 Twitter followers. I have more than 3,800 LinkedIn connections. I attend networking events all the time. I have more than 500 Instagram followers. I've sent tens of thousands of emails now. I think we broke the 10,000 barrier a little bit ago. And I have a book coming out in less than 1 week. So I will be a published author before 17 years old. In summary, I'm innovative, profitable, scalable, and proven. The BCube Media business model works every single time. And on top of that, we not only provide value for the people that work for us, but our clients as well. What would I do if I win? I would like to invest some money to build a stronger business with better systems and more contractors so we're able to better serve our clients. Again, shout out to our sponsor, AT&T. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, please come talk to me. And remember the books that are on sale so we can go and donate some more toys to children this year. So thank you.
We had a small little interlude. Hopefully everybody could stretch some legs, talk about all the wonderful presentation. Hopefully you go buy Kaloeb's book online and pre-order it. But next we're going to get back to the main program here. We have our boy Noah who's going to tell us about Rave Advisory. Noah, kick us back off and all the technology is going to work wonderful for you. I know it.
All right. So just a disclaimer up front, I made some amendments to my presentation. So this is not the full comprehensive presentation. I'm just going to give it to you guys in its entirety. Tonight I stand in front of you for the first time since our last presentation. And last time I presented a little company called Rave Advisory. My name is Noah Weidner, and I'm a new media producer of 18 years, which is new. I'm finally an adult. That's exciting. You can legally register an LLC bank account. That's really, really nice. So, as I was saying, last time that I stood in front of a big crowd of people, I presented Rave Advisory, which was an artist management agency, which has managed a handful of artists' accounts and given them access to publishing tools they wouldn't have had before. We've had the courtesy of being a music brand that has provided tools, services, news, and content to well over 100,000 people as of this moment. We have served 600,000 artist views on a little less than 14 songs across a handful of artists, a handful of genres, and we're really proud of that. However, this and my other music company, Wave AC, only comprise a little bit of the work I do. So I thought tonight I would talk about the things we're not talking about. So this is how I spend my time. This is like a scale representation. I sleep about 1.7% of the time. I'm working on creative projects in my music businesses. But there's this big part of the pie graph that I didn't have the opportunity to talk about in my last presentation or in this presentation. So the problem with business is business. Business owners get in the way of their own success. So instead of building businesses first, I've always taken the principle of building solutions and building the businesses around the solution. And that's what I've been able to do in all of these industries. Noah Weidner is a proper noun that is closely associated with all these words on this board. And these are things that I'm proud of. I've not just been able to do all these things, like invest in Bitcoin before it blew up and became this massive thing that everyone's talking about, but I've also won 6 Scholastic Journalism Awards. I've won a Chicago Nightlife Award. I have co-wrote a video game that has been played 20 million times. I started in 2007 writing short stories, and today I'm copywriting for world-class organizations. Caleb Salter, shout out. I'm writing music for a handful of super talented world-class artists, and these are things that I stand by and am super proud of. These are things I find enormously interesting, and these are the things I've dedicated my time to. So I've managed to pull an ROI. I already have my return on investment, and I've learned ample about the things in the fields that I am in. So I guess the question is, and this is where my slide kind of disappears, what's next? And the thing that's next is that I would like to continue growing. I've been able to prove by now that I can get a return on investment on finance and in the music industry. But I would like to make tools and services that directly accommodate the creative class, that directly accommodate businesses and organizations, nonprofits, and I'd like to do this on a scalar form. I've had tremendous success, tremendous growth up to this point, and I'm looking to move forward from here in an effort to not just make small strides, but bigger strides. And so I ask you tonight to consider that I have made well over 1,000% ROI, and that's impressive. The numbers are incredibly impressive. The things I've done are really nice, but I would like to make all of those things seem like a much smaller, insignificant thing compared to the next things that I'm going to do, which includes making sure that we can get those payments to the working class, to the creative class, to make sure that artists get their 2 cents on payments, to make things like Rave Advisory and Wave AC commonplace, to make things like that and have a massive change in how we go about viewing media, consuming media, and making sure that artists get compensated for it. I'd like to make sure that here out, I have the opportunity to make large-scale impact. And the best way that I can do that is to invest in myself, invest in education opportunities, and the best way to do that is to just go and learn. So if I win the $500 tonight, I would generously put that money towards learning things like the Code for Google project, going on Coursera, and learning all kinds of new things that maybe I have not enlightened myself to at this point. This is less about a business model and more about the long term for me. So I ask you to consider that, and I ask you and invite you to have a conversation with me afterwards about any of the comprehensive things I have on here. And if you know somebody that needs some of these things, feel free to give me a call. Thank you all for your time, and thank you for coming.
And that was Noah Weidner. He is currently running for political office. What office are we shooting for, Noah? Are you going for Leah's job? You could be the executive director of the Alumni Association next year. That's right. That's right. We're going to see you at the breakfast dinner tomorrow. We're going to continue from one political pitch to one booming business. Brandon Auberry is going to talk to us about the neighborhood boys and his wonderful shining business.
Now, unfortunately, I am not one of Noah's creative projects, but I am, however, Brandon Auberry. Now, before I get into my pitch on my business, I wanted to talk to you all a little bit about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is thought to be mostly about the businesses that are run, when really it's all about the entrepreneurs that build and run them. Last week, I was handed this book by one of my mentors, Kent Sheen. He thought that it's called H3 Leadership, and he thought that these three things are three of the key terms in being an entrepreneur. You have to be humble and willing to listen to mentors, because a lot of the times you aren't the smartest person in the room. You have to be hungry and come up with ideas that will really change the world, and you have to hustle to get those ideas to be successful. Now, what many of you are thinking is, what is my company? Well, it all started out with a vision. I started cutting yards for 6 years, and all I did was my street. From that, I thought, hey, couldn't I expand this out or maybe help people that were in my situation? Well, that is where my business comes in. My business is Neighborhood Boys, and we are a landscaping brokerage company that helps our teen partners expand their business outside of their street. Now, a big question that I hear a lot is, were my high school years fun? And I can honestly say that mine were, and that is because of my business. I make way above minimum wage, so I don't have to worry about financial issues. And because of my job type, I have very flexible scheduling, and I'm able to go to many events that I wouldn't have been able to if I was stuck in a part-time job. I want to provide these opportunities to anybody that I can, and that is where my business comes in. Now, it all started, like I said, well, actually, this is my second year in Spark. I was part of FYT, which is a promotional company, but I didn't feel that my voice was being heard very well in that company, so I left last year and immediately started Neighborhood Boys. I started working with it a little bit and kind of built off of my regular landscaping company that I had before, and it really started to flourish. We did a lot of marketing on social media, and this would be mostly on Nextdoor and Facebook. Nextdoor is a private social network for your neighborhood and neighborhoods near you. Very easy, very great to use. As well as Facebook. Who doesn't have Facebook? It was a great thing to go to. And a big part of our service to our partners is that we post all the time on here about them and the work that they're doing. When looking at the services that we've provided so far, we've done everything from lawn mowing, mulch, yard aeration, general landscaping, deck staining, snow blowing if we get any. We had a little bit today. Leaf removal, and even gutter cleaning. If you look in the back at the picture, this was actually from our biggest job that we ever did. It was a mulch job with 29 cubic yards, and it took a very long time. This picture was taken about 3 hours in. That was the big dent that we made, but it was a very fun, hot time. But just to show that Neighborhood Boys don't have any jobs that are too big, we had a big tree fall after a big storm in the summer. And this is my partner. He's my brother. We scouted out the area, and we figured, what can we do? So we chopped up the tree and then we shipped it off with very minimal footprint. Now, when looking at my timeline, it goes all the way back to me and FYT last year in Spark, and then I went to my exit plan and I started immediately Neighborhood Boys, and then I really tried to build that on the social media platform before I really made any money. Then once I started, I made $2,000 in 2 weeks, and that was all on mulch. And then after that, the next season that came was grass, which is all regular, and we made about $10,000 in another 2 months. And from that, we went to leaf removal, which we're still doing kind of. And then, like I said, if we get any snow, we'll move on to that. Now, when looking at my return on investment, I spent $964 with a total sales of around $13,000, and $12,000 of that is pretty much profit. But the real thing that I had to do this was hustle money. We were out there every day in the sun, working hard, and it was a terrible time most of the time. But money is money, and we love doing it. So what many of you might be wondering is, what is next for me? My company is all about expanding out and partnering with new people, so we're looking at expansion. When you look at how I pick my partners, it's all about students. So currently we have students in Parkway South as well as Eureka, and we're looking to expand out to schools like West, Marquette, and Lafayette. It's not limited to that. Those are just 3 that I decided to put on the slide. Now, what I'm seeking is marketing help, because that is what my company is all based on, and I'm open to any kind of help, including Caleb Salter, who's raising his hand, as well as financial capital so that, or next year we plan to get big rigs, which we are able to pay for now, but we don't want to take on that expense all at once. Before I leave you today, I'll give you a little quote, which is kind of our motto. If the professionals are too expensive or you don't want to do it, call the Neighborhood Boys and they'll get right to it. Thank you all so much for having me out tonight. Feel free to follow me on social media over there, and if you would like to hire us, here's that information there as well. Thank you.
And that number is 314-562-4665. Go ahead and text them your number that you're interested, and the Neighborhood Boys will get right on to that. Great job, Brandon. Kind of a fun success story for Spark, seeing somebody that was in a company of 3 last year sort of learn the trades on how to open, run a business, see where it went, kind of got that footing, and then realized that, hey, promotional products really aren't for me, but I'm going to take all those skills that I learned and apply that to something I've already been doing, and take a small project that was mowing your neighbor's grass and turn it into more of a full-scale operation. We're now looking to hire more students and expand that to the coming year. So kind of a cool success story for Spark to see the full thing come full circle in actually only a year. Normally we have to wait 4 or 5 years for somebody to get completely through college to get that swing back around. So a fun little story for us. And that'll bring us on to our next group, which is STL-OWN Good and Antiques, for another new group, new company, new idea, and I'm excited to hear all about it, boys.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lane Hoover.
I'm Riley Donovan.
And together we made the business STL-OWN Goods and Antiques, and we provide local products with a memorable and accessible homegrown experience. Me and Riley, being natives of St. Louis, we love St. Louis and everything about it, and especially sports memorabilia and antiques. So what we decided to do was take the things that we love, buy them, and flip them for more money to make a profit. So we specialize mainly in sports memorabilia, antiques, and St. Louis-owned goods like provolone cheese, grandma's cookies, Cardinals wear, anything.
So our target market are sports fanatics, so people interested in sports memorabilia and pretty much natives to St. Louis. So it's not on here, but we do have a website coming out soon that we will be able to sell on for there. But mainly we sell on social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. And we're also missing the other picture, but we made a booth here at Spark and we sold our stuff there. So like Landon said, what we do is we try to get stuff either donated or we buy stuff for cheap. So like For instance, we went to the thrift store and we bought cheap shirts that we sold for more. Another example of that is, so we bought 100 iPhone chargers for in bulk, so it was cheaper, and then we sold them all within 2 weeks to make a profit for that.
And so that's how this business really started. We started with the chargers, got 100 of them, sold them within 2 weeks for an ROI of 200%. And then we got kind of bored. We're like, what else can we sell? So then we moved on to Cardinals memorabilia, and everything just exploded. People loved it. So we opened a booth, like Riley said a couple weeks ago, here at Spark, selling sports memorabilia and antiques. We made a profit of $547. And from there, we just kept moving on. There's other couple products that we've also sold. And yeah. The risk of our business is we don't have very much money, so we can't really invest much money into any products or items. We can't pay anybody to work on our website. Also, the products aren't guaranteed to be sold, so if we buy something, we don't have someone that's definitely going to buy it. And we only have, which was 3, now 2 employees, so we don't have anybody else to fall back on to help us whenever we're in a tough situation.
So what we do if we would win was we'd use the majority of the money to finish our website, and then what we have left to buy ads on social media platforms. And that's
Thank you.
All right. Well, unfortunately, Lawson is sick tonight, so we're going to jump right through techno. But if there's anybody that needs any help with electronic device or technology, feel free to give Lawson a call. He's willing to go to your place and help figure out what is wrong with your iPad. So if anybody's interested in that, techno. We helped him get off the ground. You can see he's got his own account here. That number, if you're interested in calling Lawson, is 336-686-4543. Get your iPad fixed, your iPhone fixed. If it's lost, if you can't get a hold of the Apple Store because your user ID is screwed up and you can't even make an appointment at the Apple Store, which is the most annoying thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life, you can call Lawson, and he will get that fixed for you and deal with that headache, so you do not have to. All right. Now, after we had our first product of the evening, now, you know, Triya set the bar pretty high with her homemade candles. So we're on to our next physical product company, and I only hope that you can keep up.
Try to.
With this, we have Cody talking about skateboards.
Thank you. I was first introduced to skateboarding when I was 9 years old. It provided a way for me and my dad to bond, and soon became an important part of our family. Like many other skaters, we became attracted to the artistic and pioneering spirit of skateboarding. What started out as a pastime became a lifestyle, and as our skill sets grew, so did our desire for the perfect board. We quickly became tired of poor quality, mass-produced boards that constantly chipped and lost their shape. My dad, being a carpenter by trade, found it natural to combine our fine woodworking skills with our passion for skateboarding. In 2011, Refined Skateboard Company was born. As I worked alongside my father, I learned many valuable lessons about the importance of a hard work ethic and persistence. He taught me how to always do my best and to never settle for anything less than excellence. Skateboarding helped me develop a keen eye for precision and the mind of a true craftsman. Since the beginning of our company, we have continually exchanged ideas on how to make our product better. After years of skating, innovation, and refinement, we have arrived at a hand-shaped mold that forms a finished deck of superior quality and precision. Optimal concave combined with an ideal nose and tail pitch create a high-performance skateboard with no limitations. Every one of our boards is meticulously handcrafted from start to finish, using only the finest hard rock maple veneer from the northeastern United States. Unlike other companies, we press our boards one at a time to ensure true-to-form accuracy on our custom-built molds. All of this innovation results in a board that lasts longer and rides better than any other board on the market. Many companies choose to screen print or heat transfer graphics onto their boards. These methods result in a superficial graphic that easily wears off as it faces the harsh elements of skateboarding. Every one of our boards is fire branded with the signature Refined logo of precision and performance. Instead of featuring dark and explicit graphics on our boards, like many companies do, we hand stain each one of our boards, which creates vibrancy and a distinctive look. Not only do our branding iron and high quality stains make for a board that will stand out at any skate park, but since both techniques are saturated into the wood, our graphics will not wear off or fade away in the sun. Recently, I've been focusing on social media marketing for Refined. I believe that through the use of Facebook, Instagram, and other platforms, we can increase brand recognition and create a greater desire for our product. Growing our online presence is important because it allows us to target a specific demographic while reaching people from all across the country. After analyzing our website traffic, it is clear that the majority of people visiting our website have discovered us through our social media accounts. There's a strong correlation between when I post and the amount of page views that our website receives. Because of this, our sales have increased over 75% during my time in Spark. I am eager to keep growing sales and build our brand. After talking to mentors and seeking professional advice, it is clear that my website needs to be improved. I believe that new pictures and videos will help keep customers engaged and up to date. Photo and video media play an increasingly crucial role within the skateboarding community. It would also be beneficial for us to expand our group of team riders. I'm currently in the process of finding skateboarders from across the country that would be willing to ride our boards. This would be helpful to our company because it would help us gain exposure and get people interested in our boards. I'm currently in the process of making a video that would showcase the process of our boards. This would help customers better understand what we are doing and add value to our product. In addition to our feature video, I'm also working on video shorts of our team riders that we are actively utilizing on social media. In order to provide my customers with the highest quality content, I need upgraded technology. Our current computer is slowing us down and limiting our digital capabilities. Updated technology will allow us to better reach our target market through the use of higher quality images and videos. Thank you for your time. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Refined Skateboard Co. and check out our website at refinedskateboards.com.
That's some really cool stuff. We got one more before break. We have General Innovator. They would like to come on down and hear about all the new wonderful latest and greatest, and we'll move on to break after that.
Thank you, Drew.
Do you mind if I keep this here just for a second? Yeah.
All right. Hi, my name is Kevin Harter.
I'm Alex Waters.
And we are General Inventor. What we do is something totally different, and we're the third physical product company of Spark, and we bring something totally different to the table. So, how do we get to this point? How do we get to General Inventor? And it all started with me, and then I brought Alex along. So with my childhood, it was a lot of Legos, learning and discovering, and I realized everything is built of something, and so in my mind, I would look at something, take it apart, put it back together, and that kind of had some negative effects. It was annoying, couldn't focus. But we've put that onto paper, and now I look at things differently and create new ideas and inventions, and that's how we got to where we are.
So I'm the salesman and CFO of General Inventor, and as a child, I always love solving problems, and I'm able to apply that to our business because I just think of every sale I make as a problem that needs to be solved.
So Xantha said that I'm the nutty professor of Spark, and I also just got my Eagle Scout the other day, and I learned how to run projects and companies, and so I hope to apply that through Spark, General Inventor. And so what I come up with a truly broad range of ideas. Every companies from Tesla and Toyota, even Honda, could use what I'm thinking of. Airman UE, the United States Secret Service, and the Cancer Research Centers of America. I plan to work with all of these companies in my ideas and what I've come up with. And then this is the ball bearing coffee cup. So this is my brainchild, but we're working on it. This is what's this is what's spear pointing the whole company. So what your other coffee mugs is when you use them, this Yeti, for example, it only sticks in one spot. If I go like this, you can't drink from it. What mine does is it's a whole new different type of cup, and it's gravity-centric. So your lid is going to be able to turn at any angle, and it's also going to have a handle on it. It can lock in and out of place, so if you want to change the angle of it, you can do that. And it's always going to be able to drink no matter what angle it's in. It's got some nice magnets on the bottom of it, so if you have it on the top of your car, you drive to work, it's not going to go down your windshield, it's going to stay there. So when you go to the office, it's Monday morning, you're going to have your coffee there, and at least that's going to go right on a Monday morning. You got the next one?
So our target market is people who are on the go and love to drink coffee. This is usually businessmen and women. It could be students too, and we are mainly marketing to the 16 to 45 age group. So where will the cup be found? We have reached an agreement with Todd Smith, the regional manager of Waterway, to sell our cups in Waterway stores. In the future, we would also like to see our cups sold in convenience stores such as 7-Eleven and Quick Trip, as well as coffee shops, truck stops, and even car dealerships. So our projected sales in the first quarter of 2018, we expect to sell 100 units at a price of $19.99 per unit. This gives us total gross sales of $2,000. However, this does not factor in the cost of making the coffee cup, which totals to $7.25 per cup. That gives us a profit margin of $12.74 and a return on investment of 176%.
So the process, this is how our company works. And it really does take both of us, me being the inventor and him being the business guy. And next up, next slide. So I come up with a brand new idea. One day I came up with 3 on the way from Spark to South. It's about a 20-minute ride, and then I'll go dormant for 2 weeks and then come up with new ideas. So on average, it's about 2 to 3 ideas per week, and I come up with my great ideas, and I put them on papers, and I say, oh, that's a bad idea, pitch it, or write it down, get it to work, and then patent it. And this is where we need the money, but the patent is the second step. And then I hand it off to Alex.
So this is where I come in. I find who would be willing to take and sell and distribute the designs that Kevin makes, and then I finalize the sales.
So what we need. Alex, what do we need?
I don't know, Kevin. What do we need?
We need some capital. Next one, dude. All right, so what do we need capital for? We need, for this cup, I got to put it online. I got to put it on a computer and see how it's actually going to work. I got the blueprints, but I need something 3D. And then from there, I go to the 3D printer bros, wherever they're at, and I get it to them. They print that out, then we can make some prototypes. So it's going to be 3 steps right there. That's just the blue. Now the patents, that's the red. It's going to be a lot more. Patents can run from a couple $100 to a few thousand. And we're going to see, you know, we can get the best patent for the cheapest price. That's ideally what we got to do. And then after that, we got to get some inventory. You got to buy it in bulk from the manufacturer to go to Waterway to sell that and make some profit.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Kicking off round number 2, we have a new company, I believe just created about 4 to 6 weeks ago. And we're going to have Hailey come up here and talk us about the Zoo Crew. Hailey, you get to kick off part 2.
All right, guys, welcome back. So today I will be talking about Zoo Crew. So with the holiday season approaching, I think all of us are trying to think of places we can take our pets to at an affordable cost, but that oftentimes comes with a lot of last-minute planning, which we're here to take over and help you out with. So a few pets. So we're not just a dog sitting place, as like kennels are. We are any pet. I love all animals, snakes, anything. Haven't done a bear, but maybe in the future. So for my background, I began this year in a partnership with my friend, and it just didn't really work out. We figured out it wasn't really feasible, so we decided to both go towards our true passions, so mine being pets. I went on to Zoo Crew. So yeah, about me, I've always enjoyed animals, and I grew up raising animals. I had hamsters, guinea pigs, dogs. So now I have a dog named Scruffy, and this is my friend's cat. I would have liked to put my dog, but he doesn't really stay still for me to take pictures of him. So what we do with Zoo Crew is we give pets the attention they deserve and care for the animals and watch over the pets. So what makes us different is there's less time in cages and more time wagging their tails, so having a good time with our service. And so as for price, this is another thing that makes us different. We have lower prices, same quality service, and happy pets, happy owners, because they're saving money. So pets need attention, so we will make sure to make your pet feel appreciated by playing with them, obviously feeding them throughout the day, and they're also going to be given treats for good behavior, which these pets would definitely deserve because it's very hard to get cats and dogs to play nicely. Our price versus competitors is just a few basics. So grooming, our price is $30, while a competitor's is around $80. Bath and trim will be $20, and the competitors being $60. Teeth cleaning, $5, so pretty affordable. Competitors is $45, not so affordable. Day sit is $20, so watch your pets throughout the day. And then a competitor's price being double that at $40. Overnight stay is mere $30, while competitors is a whopping $75. So another thing is I would like to help your animal while saving another. So a portion of the proceeds will go to the Animal Protective Association, which was originated in Webster Groves, Missouri. And it's abbreviated as the APA. So this nonprofit organization will helps animals find a family, which is awesome. I would love to help out with that. And services we provide. So the Pets Oasis, so this is the day sit and the overnight stay. We provide them with a lot of playtime, and the animals are kept well fed and hydrated, of course with a smile on their face, because they're having a good time. And the dog grooming, shaving fur to owner's desired length, trimming and brushing, and a bath. We clean the pets, dry the pets off, and they go home smelling great. And our clients, so these are just a few of our clients. So this is Royal Reuben. He couldn't really see, so I had to trim around his eyes, and he looked like a little model when he was done. And then this is Charlie the Champ. This is him before and after, so he obviously got some fur taken off of him, a lot more comfortable for him. And this is a testimonial from one of my customers. She said, Hailey was very loving with my dog Reuben, who is normally anxious about grooming and bathing. He was a little angel for me. So he enjoyed his day at the spa, and as you can see from his pictures, looks great. Thank you, Hailey. That's from Debbie, a satisfied customer. Our ROI is 100%. Sorry. Yeah, so with the pet supplies, or I would really like to win and get, so I can invest in my company with pet supplies. I will refer to a friend, which is you refer a friend and you get 10% off. I have a Facebook, and thank you.
With Hailey. The Zoo Crew Pet Supply for all your pet grooming needs. Great job, Hailey, coming back, putting this all together on short notice and already having your first customer. Hailey and Valerie started a company a couple months back, found out that they wanted to pursue their own, and hit the races running one more time. So we're always excited to see people get restarted and pivot in a good, positive direction. All right. Next, we have none other than Kasada Clothing. Kasada Clothing.
Thank you for the sound effects, Drew. I'm Payne Erehart. I'm part of Kasada Clothing. There are 4 of us total in the group, and what brings us together is adventure. So Kasada means adventure in an African language called Hausa. The activities that bring us together are parkour, photography, and videography. I've been doing parkour for about 5 years, and for those of you who don't know what it is, the best way for me to describe it is extreme gymnastics. We take what we learn in the gym, we bring it outside onto any architecture, like concrete, roof sometimes, if it's legal. So background on me, I started about 5 years ago. I saw it on YouTube, thought I had to do that for sure. So I started going in my backyard, playgrounds, and then eventually I went to a gymnastics gym where they taught the program. And then I started working there and teaching other kids. So parkour to me has been a coping method. It's helped me through many life situations too, where through parkour I've been able to beat challenges. So I figured if I can do that and take the time to do it, of course I can do that in life too. So I like to inspire others to take on challenges, and that is why I work and teach it. As for Kasada, why do we do this? We would like to encourage teens to make a living out of what they enjoy, as how we are doing with Kasada. Our plan to do this is through our social media, our videos, and our pictures. We are constantly posting on YouTube and Instagram, doing videos and pictures. We also sell apparel, and we also do performances. So when we first started Kasada, we thought our clothing was going to be our main source of income, but now we've changed, and through the help of Xantha and other mentors, we've realized that our clothing needs to be our annuity, and our performances are what's really going to bring in the money. As for our apparel, we only have one t-shirt out right now, and that is $20 for the basic Kasada t-shirt. We're taking pre-orders for that. And we also sell stickers. It is $3 for one, $5 for two, and $7 for three. As for our performances, we charge $30 for 15 minutes and $50 for 30 minutes. What sets us apart is that this is very low compared to many other businesses that would do performances. As for our stickers, we offer sort of a scavenger hunt kind of coupon deal with it. In our videos, if we have a challenge and we decide to beat that challenge, we'll place a sticker at that location, and you can see where that location is in our video. And if you guys travel there and take a picture with that sticker and see where we were, you guys can get $10 off of the performance. And if you guys buy a sticker, you also get $5 off of the performance too. So where we need help, we want to know where you guys have events coming up, if we can help and we can perform for that. Spreading our social media, that way we increase our following and can sell these t-shirts and start to get bigger. We're also looking for one manufacturer that can help us out as to we can go meet with them in person, show them our more complex designs, so we can have a relationship with them, and it's not just us going back and forth on a website. So if you would like to find us, we're on YouTube under Team Kasada, Instagram as Kasada Clothing, and my personal Instagram is payne.kasada, and you can contact us on the emails here. Thank you.
Payne, do you have any tricks for us? We got a minute and 17 seconds left. Oh yeah, I'm in. Bonus points. Yep. 2 bonus points for sticking the landing, and hopefully an extra bonus point when you get a date out of that last move. That's right. All right. Some good high energy to kick off this Thursday evening. All right, now we have the truth behind forensics. Come on down, Valerie.
All right, go ahead. Hi everyone, my name is Valerie Tsukhai, and my business is The Truth Behind Forensics. Now, those of you who are either here at the last pitch competition or have met me throughout, coming into Spark in the mornings, know that that's not exactly what I started doing at the beginning of my Spark career. I started working with Hailey on a backpack, and since then, I have pivoted into a completely different direction. However, I am super glad that I was a part of that. The first thing that I learned is partnership is hard, and it wasn't Hailey. In fact, Hailey was great. We were kind of like that perfect combination because we were such opposites that we complemented each other in the best ways, because she would do what I didn't want to do and then the other way around. But we discovered we had to agree on everything. Our business was 50-50, meaning neither one of us could make a decision without the other one's approval. So that became an issue very quickly. And another issue was that we're both high school students, meaning we don't have that much time outside of Spark, and it was difficult to get our schedules to match up. The second thing that I learned is that you must be 100% in, and that's kind of got me to pivot. I realized that I was working on the backpack only because that's what I thought I had to do. I had to have a business for Spark, and the backpack was it. But I had no passion for what I was doing, and I wasn't motivated to keep going. So that's when I switched. And so where am I now? I'm here because I want to make a difference. So that's why I created my nonprofit organization called Truth Behind Forensics. So kind of the big idea. So I would like to spread awareness about the court system and get potential jurors, which is the general public, to understand that all pieces in a court case must fit in order to convict. Now I know that sounds pretty basic. Let me explain a little bit. So how many of you have ever watched one of the crime shows? Bones, CSI, NCIS, raise your hand. If you look around, quite a few hands went up. What the issue is that these shows are sweeping across the nation. We see Law & Order SVU is considered kind of like a smaller strand, and these shows make money based on the number of people that watch them. So Law & Order SVU makes about $400,000 per episode, and with 416 episodes, that's $166 million, 400,000, just from that one show alone. And if you go back, that's just maybe 5% of all the shows that exist. So the issue is that these shows are blindsiding people. People see these and they think that's how the system actually works, and that is not true. In these shows, at the beginning, they find a fingerprint or a DNA sample, and throughout the entire episode, they chase the bad guys, and then at the end, they find them and they convict. But that's not how it works in real life. Your DNA and fingerprints are inevitably everywhere. I don't know, most of you guys probably didn't even notice, but when I walked up stage, I brushed my hair with my fingers. An average person does that about 50 times in a day, and every time, about 3 strands of hair fall out. Meaning, throughout the course of one day, you leave about 150 strands of your own DNA just lying around everywhere that you've been. Fingerprints are pretty self-explanatory. Anything you touch, anything you touch has your fingerprint now on it. Door handles, at work, at school, wherever you are, it's all there. And what the general public doesn't know is that these fingerprints and DNA samples don't come with timestamps, meaning you don't really know when it got there and how it got there. So sometimes your DNA or fingerprint just ends up at the wrong place at the wrong time. So 1 in every 25 people on death row are innocent. And with the 2,979 people that are currently on death row, that means about 120 might get executed for something that they didn't do because of an error. So what is my goal? My goal is to spread awareness. I don't think that I can change the justice system on my own, but I do think that the more people that know about this issue, the more careful they will be the next time they're on a jury. This mic just got really loud. If all of you guys tell just one other person, and they'll tell another person, and then they'll tell another person, what if we can just save one life? So what have I done in this past month that I've had this business? So I've created a website. I do a weekly story about a recent exoneration that kind of lets people know that this is happening in our community and that it's something that we really should be concerned about. I offer an email subscription on my website for a monthly newsletter, and I kind of send that out and talk about the cases and kind of what I'm up to. Other accomplishments is I've created social media. I've discovered very quickly that the only way to get to our generation is through social media, through Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that, because that's all we do. Then I also have been successful in gaining some followers. Over the last month, I've gotten about 50 email subscriptions for my monthly newsletter. So that's people that are reading my stories and that are starting to kind of learn a little bit more about what I'm doing. And then my last one is that I've been asked to speak at for a group, a nonprofit organization. So that kind of is one of my goals, is to become a speaker. I want to kind of get out, get more followers, and kind of get my word out and my message. In the end, I'd like to get sponsored by smaller law firms for my website, which is essentially how I would make money. Today, I ask that every one of you tell at least one person something that you learned. And I think if you tell just one other person, there's about 50 of you here, that's 100 people who'll know about my mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie, for telling us about your business and also sharing a couple of good lessons along the way. First one being that being an entrepreneur is hard, and it's really hard when you're trying to fit in schoolwork on top of being an entrepreneur. As I think many people attest to, probably one of the greatest lessons they get out of this is how to actually efficiently do multiple things at the same time and accomplish your overall goal. Second was, if you're not 100% committed, it's just not going to work out. You see a lot of people that wanted to get into something, and if the passion's not there, the energy's not there, it's going to be hard to sustain that drive. So just really great issues to bring up there, and to just always follow your passion and figure out what's next. All right. Up next, we have Parkway Lawn Care. All right, guys.
I'm Gabe Alexandrov.
And I'm Kaloeb Joyce.
And we are Parkway Professional Lawn Service. So, about us. We're young. We've been best friends since freshman year. We both play football, and he's the captain of the baseball team, and I'm the captain of the soccer team. And we know what it means to do hard work to get your goal achieved. And we transition our hard work onto our business. So, but what sets us aside from every other business? Well, we want to be well-trusted adults around the neighborhood. So we don't want the customers to feel like we are just strangers who go there, do the work, and leave. For example, one of the customers asked us to babysit. We don't babysit. No. Next slide. So what we offer is we rake leaves, we mow lawns, and we do snow removal. But we also do any other miscellaneous jobs. For example, we can move couches, organize your garage, or anything that needs to be done inside or outside around the house. And here are some before and after pictures. As you can see, the picture on the after, the woman did not know she even had a stone pathway at her house, and she's been living there for 15 years. So then, this is the house. The second one is Kent. He's not here today, but he had pampas grass, and we've never done that before, and we thought we couldn't do it. But with our techniques and our skills, we actually were able to do a pretty good job. He was satisfied. We replanted 17 bushes.
As you can see on the back, we replanted them there.
And how have we grown? We started, this is our first year at Spark, and we had 3 customers, mainly our family members. They wanted to help our business grow. Now we have 20 customers, almost half of them are continuous throughout the month. We made 16 grand and 1600, and we also have 3 employees with us. And by the end of August, before we go off to college, we want to have 40 customers and $15,000 earned, and we calculated that by each month, how much we've made. But that is also the minimum of what we think, because it has been pretty slow since we have not mowed a lot.
Mainly raking so far. So we've obviously had a lot of growth, and how did we do this? Well, we first discovered an app called the Nextdoor app. This is basically a Facebook for the neighborhood, and we started posting and marketing our lawn service company on there. We received immediate feedback, and this is where we received most of our customers, and the best part about it is that it's completely free. We also let everyone and their dog know about our lawn service company when we started it. Teachers, friends, football coaches were coming up to us and asking us about it. This means that when someone needed their lawn service done or a friend needed it, they immediately referred us. We've also took advantage of Facebook. We posted our last pitch video on there, and it received 1,600 views without any advertisement boost at all. So we've obviously had challenges like any business starting up has. When we first started receiving an influx of customers, we realized that just remembering each appointment and date would not be very effective, so we got organized and built systems. Now we have a calendar that has each booked appointment on there, so when someone contacts us, we're immediately able to know when our next available time is. We also have had other miscellaneous problems like our lawnmower breaking and finding a cheaper, more effective way to fix it rather than Lowe's, who's trying to charge $200. We've also had unhappy customers we've had to deal with. We've really only had one, and she basically was mad because she wanted us to come and just show up and do her lawn, but we told her she needed to book a time with us. Come 3 weeks later, she texted and said, "Why haven't you guys come? I have in-laws coming Friday." So rather than arguing with her, we told her it was a misunderstanding and brought four employees and did it that Tuesday so that she would be happy. She also just hired us for the snow season and the summer season. We're doers. We've really dove into this business, and we're learning by taking action. So if we win this pitch competition, it'd be really nice to get our own personal equipment. Right now we're just using our own phone numbers, and we could get our own landline phone telephone number specifically for our business. This would help us in the future if we look to sell, because we'd be able to sell that phone number along. Also, we want to get our own company lawnmowers and leaf blowers. Right now we're using our parents' lawnmowers on lease.
So you can contact us by giving us a call, shooting us an email, or messaging on Facebook.
Thank you for your time, and help us mow down the competition.
Great work. I'm glad you guys aren't scared of a little hard work. And by the way, what is that leasing arrangement on the lawnmower? Can I get in on that free leasing option possibly?
We pay for all the repairs and anything like we did when it broke already.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. Look at you guys. All right, good stuff. All right, now we have RSM, Restaurant Social Media. I believe that's Keaton with the camera coming on this way.
Hey everyone, I'm Keaton Adams and I am a foodie. That's right, I love to go out to eat with friends and family, and I can really enjoy any conversation over food because that's my passion and I really do love it. So I decided to look at a business that sells food. So I looked at restaurants and the problems they have. They have a poor online presence and they struggle to connect with younger demographics. So I decided to solve their problem by starting my first business, which is RSM, and that stands for Restaurant Social Media. That's a social media marketing agency that helps restaurants build their online presence along with all the along with connecting with their target market online. One of my clients is called Symbol, and we're really working hand in hand together to develop systems for my business so that I can sell those systems to future restaurants later on. They're really acting as mentors for me, and that's why I wanted to shout them out. I have multiple other clients, but those are the ones that are really working with me. I have 3 different packages for RSM. The first is $500 a month, the second is $1,000 a month, and the third is $1,500 a month. All of them have different advantages, but every single package has social media management along with analysis for all of those social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I hit a roadblock. It was really hard for me to land clients because of my small network. I don't know a whole lot of restaurant owners, so I decided to solve that problem by starting a different business under RSM. I looked at the restaurant's problems again, and I saw that they had a poor online presence and they struggled to connect with the younger demographic. So I looked at those younger demographics, like guys my age, girls my age, and couples my age. And I found that they all had one problem in common. They're broke and they're bored, and they want to fix that, and we can help them. Introducing Kick-Ass Eats, an entertainment website that helps you find deals to local restaurants, along with all the information you could possibly need about those restaurants. The easiest way to describe my site is a Yelp and a Groupon combined. So if you combine those 2 restaurants, or 2 businesses, that's Kick-Ass Eats. The biggest difference between myself and my competitors is that we are only local restaurants, and we don't want to support big chains. We want to drive people into local restaurants. How it works. Kick-Ass Eats has 3 different categories: guys night, girls night, and date night. Every restaurant on our site is going to be broken up into at least one of those categories, if not multiple, so that it makes it easy to find the restaurant for your type of night. All the restaurant information, such as hours, phones, ratings, and reviews, will be on a restaurant's page, along with deals. And that's our biggest game changer from our competitors. No one else sells deals and has deals like we have on our site. We have 3 phases to our business. First phase, we launched Kick-Ass Eats in Parkway schools, Kirkwood schools, and Ladue. During that time, we'll be launching RSM, or we'll be working with restaurants in those areas for RSM. To complete phase 1 and phase 2, we'll be all throughout St. Louis. And then once we complete phase 1 and phase 2, we'll be able to branch out to Chicago, Denver, and California. The squad, the group, the posse, the team that makes it all possible. We have Nick Graham, our CFO, Jordan Camario, our content creator, and Kate Doss, our writer/blogger. I want you guys to think of RSM as the parent company, the umbrella that has other companies under it. Kick-Ass Eats is our first portfolio project so that we can build our network and get to know restaurant owners, but we plan to launch more and more businesses under RSM so that we can continue to build our portfolio. Thank you for listening to my pitch. Again, I'm Keaton Adams. If you have any questions, please come talk to me. Thank you.
All right, great job, Keaton. So before we bring up our next one, I did want to kind of give a little bit of a backstory on what Keaton was working on. And more of a congratulations from, I worked with Keaton a little bit at the very beginning of the year, and Keaton had the exact same amount of crazy ideas that he just told you about right there, except it took him about 45 minutes to try to explain what he was doing. He had a couple of ideas for social media, he had a couple ideas for restaurants, he wanted to build a website, he wanted to do social media, he wanted to do 75 different things built around restaurants, and didn't know what the heck he wanted to do. Now he just got up there in 4 minutes and 30 seconds, explained to you exactly what he wants to do. He has 2 different ways to go about it, and they all complement each other very nicely. So very great, I really believe this job well done on being able to tell your story and your mission and actually where you're gonna go in 4 minutes, because the hardest thing about doing any pitch is being concise and getting your message across when no one has any idea what the heck you're gonna talk about 30 seconds before you start. So great job, Keaton. And unfortunately, now you have to follow Keaton. But we have Anywhere Car Care following up right behind you. There you go. I fixed the clicker. Sorry about that.
Hello, my name is Will Nolte, and that is Tom. And that is Tom's Audi, and Tom really loves that car. Tom's really passionate about that car. When he bought it, he thought, wow, I've finally achieved all my goals. This is success. And he wants to keep that car as nice as he can. And that's Ann, and that's her car. And Ann also wants to keep her car in great condition, but it's just lower on her priority. She's a really busy woman, and a lot of times she just doesn't have time to do things like wash her car. So what she does is she goes to the gas station car wash. And unfortunately, what Ann and Tom don't know is that those brushes right there still have the dirt on them from the last car that went through the car wash. And now it's slamming into Ann and Tom's car, and it's scraping across the paint. And they don't notice that it's a bad thing because when they come out on the other side, their car is clean. But over time, here's what happens. They get swirls in their paint. And no, that's a bad case, but a lot of cars on the road have swirls just like that in their paint that are developing, and they're getting to this stage. So my company is Anywhere Car Care, and my goal is to make sure your paint never looks like that. So here's how we do it. I provide great quality service. Through good products and great technique, I give you a shine that's better than the gas station car wash, and it does not do any damage to your paint long term. It's also more convenient. I travel to you, to your home or to your business, and I wash your car there instead of you having to even get in your car. I also offer subscriptions to make scheduling even easier, so you always have a clean car. And your car never looks like that. So here's how my pricing works. If you just want one wash, it'll be $25. I'll wash your paint and I'll vacuum. And if you like the service when we're done, you can upgrade to a subscription. If you really like clean cars, you can get the Shine Lover subscription. It's $45, and I'll wash your car twice a month. If you really, really like a clean car, like Kent with the Cadillac in the last slide, then you'll get something like the Clean Car Addict subscription. It's $80, and I'll wash your car 4 times a month. It'll make sure your car is always clean. If you want a wax on top of that, it'll be $10. And if you want a full paint correction, I can take all those swirls out of your paint for $60. Now here's my progress so far. I had a really low startup cost. It was about $225, and I have a low overhead, which makes for a fantastic ROI. For a projected 1-year ROI is about 3,900%. My progress so far, I've only had 1 customer, but he had me back for a second car after his first one, and now he wants a subscription. My plan going forward is to promote my referral program to start that word-of-mouth advertising, to start marketing more online, and to go through Facebook and Nextdoor like Brandon had so much success doing with Neighborhood Boys. Now here's my journey. When I first joined Spark, I really had no idea what I wanted to do. I knew I liked cars, so my first idea was the traveling auto mechanic. Now unfortunately, due to some logistics issues, that's just not reasonable, and I transitioned more into the car washing phase. Right now, my main struggle is it's winter, it's freezing outside, and people are turning off their hoses. So how am I supposed to wash your paint if your hose isn't on? It makes for a difficult time. So over the winter, I'm trying to promote more interior packages because when you're walking through the sleet and the salt, it's going to get the interior car really dirty, and I don't need your hose to wash the inside of your car. In the future, I'd like to invest in some more equipment so I can wash your car faster. if I win tonight, I'm going to invest the money in a Tornador, which Todd Smith from Waterway actually let me know about. Now, if you refer my business to your friends, I'll give you $5 off your next wash. And if you contact me through Will at Car Care STL or my Facebook page in the next 24 hours, I'll also give you $5 off your wash. And for those of you who have friends or family members who are difficult to buy Christmas presents for, this is a good idea for you. Thank you, everybody. That's all I have.
Great job, Will. I only hope you can take those competitors down across the street over there. I hear there's a couple guys here that have 15 plus years of experience. All right. Here we go. I have esports gaming events. Yeah, esports gaming events. You guys are on deck.
Hello? Hello?
I'll come back to you. That was on my schedule.
Hey guys, I guess. I'm Airi Murray.
I'm Sam Klein.
I'm Jeffrey Choi. And our business is Stack GG. Now, Stack GG is a competitive esports event organizer. Now, a lot of you might not know what exactly esports are. And to put it in the simplest sense, esports are video games that are played at a massive level with millions of dollars on the line, with millions of fans watching. And just to put it in perspective, the most recent League of Legends World Championship, the preliminary numbers say that 115 million people around the world watched it. To put that in perspective, 121 million watched the Super Bowl this year. But more than just being games played with thousands of fans and millions of dollars on the line, in a word, esports are a community. They're more than that, they're a family. And that's what really we want to build here at StatGGs. We want to build a community in esports, especially in the Midwest area. Now, looking back, we were a little too zealous in the beginning. We had no idea how hard it was to actually plan an event, and we went full speed ahead, and then we just slammed 90 miles per hour into a brick wall, and it hurt. So we scratched the first plan that we had back in November, and we're like, we're going to completely redo this, and we started a plan for our first event that is going to be in April. Oh yeah, I have to do this one too. Yeah, I forgot about that. So our SWOT analysis is, and this is from Newzoo Esports in 2016, there was more money coming in to North America in terms of corporate funding and sponsorships than any other region. But if you look at the fan bases, North America actually has, compared to the 3 major regions shown there, we have the smallest fan base in the world. That's a strength and a weakness because we have more money coming into us, more new money than any other region, but we also have less fans, and it's harder for us to make an impact and to gain a following.
So some of our milestones, we got in contact with one of the biggest game developers in the world, League of Legends, and we also got in contact with Robert Morris University, which is the first university to hand out scholarships for esports. We are currently being mentored by the owner of Blue Esports, and we have a location and date set for our first event.
Okay, so for our pivots, originally we were a local gaming event, so it'd be open, and then we switched from collegiate events, so we'd work with colleges instead, so like college esports, and then additionally the team got bigger, a third member, which is moi, and then we have some. Where's the slide? Slides. Okay, all right. I know it doesn't matter. Okay, so for goals, we have goals set for year 1, year 3, and year 5. And for year 1, we initially have set to have a offline qualifier, which means that we'll have professional esport players, not collegiate people, not from colleges, but professionals esports. So basically like the NFL of gaming players. And by 3 years, we'll have 2 more collegiate events. And then by 5 years, we've hoped to launch 2 more offline qualifiers.
Okay, so I messed up the slide order, so awkward. But in terms of our revenue streams, we're going to be doing the first event. We're hopefully doing 8 teams of 5 players each, would be about 40 players. And we're going to be charging each player about a $50 entry fee. So on top of that, we would be making about $2,000 in ticket sales. And then our next event we want to have 16 teams or 80 members, or 80 players, which would be adding $50 a player, which would be $4,000 in profit. We're hoping maybe to bump it up in the future, but we're not exactly sure how far we are going to go, and we don't want to get too zealous again and like start charging outrageous amounts. And then why we need the money? What we need to do with money is we need to not only support the prize pool that we want to bring players here with, but we also need equipment, which is extremely expensive nowadays, especially with Bitcoin kind of upping up the price of everything. And the whole reasoning about esports is if you have a bigger prize pool, you have bigger events. So the bigger we can provide a prize pool, the more teams that are willing to come, the more we'll be able to make in profit, and the bigger our events we're able to get over time. Thank you. Have a nice night.
All right. Thank you, Stack GG. To give you a little bit of quick background here, I had breakfast with Sam yesterday at the Parkway Community Breakfast, which was so awesome. Thank you, Leah, for putting that Parkway Breakfast on. And I asked, yeah. It was a great event. Actually, a number of the students here helped her with the event, setting up tables, putting name tags on, a lot of great work you guys did out there. Community supporters. But I asked Sam during breakfast, Sam, what was the #1 thing you learned about being an entrepreneur the last 3 months? And his response was, just because you have an idea does not mean you have a business. I thought that is very insightful. There's a lot of people who come up to me and tell me they have the world's greatest idea. And I normally say, what have you done about it? And it's like, I thought about it a lot. And fast forward 3 months, I think that's when Sam and Airi and now Jeff hit that brick wall. So we're glad that you guys hit the brick wall, bounced right back off the rubber, and are going to swing back and going forward. So thank you guys for that great response, Sam. And I laughed yesterday on that. So we're going to swing on back here now and touch back on CFO for Hire with Nick Graham. Nick Graham, you're off.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nick Graham, and as he said, I'm a CFO for Hire. So my first business ended, and I didn't really know what to do. I looked around Spark, and I realized nobody likes doing their finances, and I'm really good at that. So my mission statement is to provide small business owners peace of mind with their finances and allow them to focus on their passion by handling all the financial stuff that they don't even want to look at. So the services I offer, income and expenses spreadsheets, projections, cash flow charts, payroll, as well as operational consulting, and also decision-making. So that decision-making part sets me apart from just a typical accountant to an actual CFO, where I can not only give them numbers, but direct them and help them make decisions with what those numbers mean and all that. So here's one example of a spreadsheet that I made from scratch for Kenko Slush, who will be up later. And it's very organized, obviously, year, month, date. You can see their balance, income, as well as information on it. And yeah, pretty simple. So my clients right now are all businesses in Spark. I've worked with Caleb Salter with B-Cube, Delamide and Fumi with Kenko Slush, Keaton Adams and Kick-Ass Eats, Hailey Pearl with Zoo Crew, and DJ Pujji with 314 Savage Records. So my testimonials, they're up there. A lot of them focus on how quick it was, how easy it was. They just dump all their receipts and all that stuff, and I handle everything, and so makes them happy. Here's my SWOT analysis. So the strengths, I know Excel very well, very organized, and I really understand my clients. I've done 2 businesses before this, so I really understand the struggles they're going through, and that helps me work with them a lot. My opportunities, obviously I have extremely easy access to customers. I have a class with them every other day, so I can see them all the time. Safe place to start, it's in Spark. I don't have like a family or anything to support. And another opportunity, obviously no one likes doing their finances. Weaknesses, so far it's only in Spark, so I've kind of limited myself in that regard. I don't have a lot of experience, given I've done this for about a month. And I'm still learning applications. Right now I know Excel very well, but other applications like eBooks, QuickBooks, and stuff like that, I have no idea about. And then the threats, the clients I work with, a lot of them are in the idea phase, so they don't even have a lot of money to give me. So I have been charging little to nothing at this point. And once I get out into the real world, it's an extremely saturated market, and everybody wants to have your money. So my finances, like I touched on earlier, not a lot, because Like I said, most businesses are in the idea phase. And I changed my price based on the client. So nobody could hire me if I was charging 15 bucks an hour when they first started. So that's why I'm not really making any money at this point. But I do charge people that are raking in cash, like Caleb Salter over there. And so far, I have no monetary expenses. It's just my time, which is roughly 6 hours in total. The projections is extremely hard to calculate my projections, given it's based off 5 different businesses. So I kind of just took a shot in the dark with that one and said 600 bucks. So my goals are 6 months, build up the resume throughout Spark, so that will be around the end of the year. 1 year, after summer, start working with businesses outside of Spark. 5 years, get a bachelor's degree in finance. And then after that, hopefully I've built up a client base where I can support myself and actually become a CFO for hire as a career. So here's my ask. Just help me in allowing business owners to follow their passion. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Nick. Do we happen to have any accountants, CPAs, business owners out in the room? See a couple? Got one. Anybody else? Business owner, business decision maker, department head? Anybody that wants to give Nick an internship in accounting? Right back there? There he is. Nick is looking for an internship in accounting? Right there. Yep. Grab his name, grab his number. He's interested in money and accounting, and I don't know anybody that wants to be interested in accounting. So you already got a winner right here. The dude wants to go get an accounting degree. You'll find that every day. We got a lot of people here who want to do social media. We got almost no one that wants to do accounting. So go find Nick. Good guy. Been around here at Spark for 2 years. Really dipped his toes in a lot of different waters, and I think he's going to come away with a lot of great experiences that hopefully will help your own company out there. All right. Next, we have Monica's Makeup. Monica, where are you at? All right, there you are. Come on down. Jump you ahead real quick. Unless you want to talk about esports, no? No? Not your thing? Monica's Makeup, that's your thing.
Hi everyone, I'm Monica, and I'm making a creative and beautiful makeup brand for teenagers and a little bit older. Some of the biggest problems for people out there today is that there's a lack of diversity in a lot of makeup brands and companies. They don't really market to just everyone's skin tone, and I think that's a problem, and I think I need to change that. To me, makeup is very empowering, especially for teenagers. I just want people to feel better about themselves and just feel a lot better, just feel good. And just like me, that's my brand statement, almost what I feel, and I just want people to feel the same way. My target market is, like I said, my age, so teenagers, 15-year-olds, and maybe up to late 20s. On Instagram, I have a large following of over 4,000 followers. On YouTube, I'm starting my YouTube channel very soon. I'm going to be releasing makeup tutorials on how to use my brands and just in general, vlogging and other things. Also, Pinterest is very big on designs and just makeup and fashion. Some of the biggest makeup trends today is just blinding highlighters. If you look on social media, that's all you see nowadays, and makeup brands really are making that and pushing out those type of products. Also, there's a pressed glitter, which is very festive and a very pretty look. So I'm going to be making pressed glitters, and you can use them for a very dramatic look when you're going out. Also highlighter, which can make your cheekbones look higher, and it just gives you a very beautiful glow. Some of my strengths, I would say, is my determination and my creativity. Some of my weaknesses, I would say, is competing with other companies, and just in general, actually making my packaging and actually putting out my products out to sell to people. Some opportunities are, I would say, is social media, such as using that as a platform to put myself out there, and also just being in the Spark program as a whole. And some threats, I would say, are some larger makeup brands. Some goals for the 6 months, I would say, is to have a very vast and a big makeup, like, I'd have more products than just highlighters and pressed glitters, and hopefully expand on that, and I would be actually able to sell those to customers. In a year, I would hope to brand my formula and make it the best it can be. In 5 years, I would hope to actually put my makeup up on like stores like Sephora, Ulta, and just in general be a large wholesaler. The makeup industry today is huge. Worldwide, it's $426 billion. For me, I just purchased micas and pigments online, which are FDA approved and safe for human skin. I make the products which are homemade, and I sell the creative products to my customers. Thank you guys for watching.
All right. Next, we have the Ultimate Hustlers. In fact, I think they were slinging some product way, way, way in the back. Yes, those are the Kinko Slush extraordinaires, possibly making their way down with some goodies. Maybe you were lucky enough to get some during the break. I know there was such a long line. And there it comes. I hope they save one for their favorite MC. There they are. The Hustlers. Oh, yeah. They've been taking notes. Butter up the judges. That's right. That's right. All right, you guys are off.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fumi Ayeni.
And my name is Olamide Ayeni.
And we are the founders of Kenko Slush.
Growing up, my mom did not let us go into places like 7-Eleven or Quick Trip because diabetes runs in her family. When I finally got to taste it, I loved it, but I didn't get to have it all the time. That's why we have Kenko Slush.
Over the past 12 weeks, we've acquired a lot of help from the Parkway Spark mentors, and we found the main problem within the beverage industry: artificial sugar, and too much of it. That's the only thing. So we decided to create Kenko Slush in order to lower the sugar amount that's already in beverage industry right now, because it causes diabetes and obesity. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, which is Splenda, is in everything, along with a high fructose corn syrup. You can't look at a juice at the grocery store without it being in there, along with Red 40, which is also proved to be carcinogenic. The statistics, according to the American Heart Association, over 50% of Americans within, excuse me. According to the CDC, soda, energy drinks, and sports drinks are the top source of calories in children's and teens' diets. This circle graph here portrays how much sugars within a whole day a teen or a child consumes. Our solution is Kenko Slush, a healthy, tasty, and all-natural slushie without sacrificing any of the taste.
Our natural advantage, half of the sugars of a regular slushie is in ours. We use agave nectar, and our only flavors right now are mango, and we also have caramel frappuccino. It is a handmade product, and there's no dangerous artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. Competitive landscape. Okay. So our price is $3 per unit. Once we get up and we do a 16-ounce, it'll be $4. We have truly nutritious and all natural, and we have 100 calories per unit.
The beverage industry is a $44.2 billion industry. So that screams disposable income. If we can tap into that and tap into every teen who goes to Starbucks, we'll be billionaires.
So we have already gotten the okay to sell in the Parkway School District. We're just trying to get in there. We do K through 12 and college students. It costs 65 cents to make one 12-ounce, and we're selling it for $3. And we made, in 1 week, $200, which is $800 a month. and that equals $90,000 per year.
Our marketing plan and projected sales are listed here. We plan to post flyers around school, announcements on the PA system, and use social media to the fullest extent. The thing that we're trying to do differently with our social media is allow our customers to post pictures of our product rather than just posting pictures ourselves, because that doesn't really accomplish much unless you have your own page.
How we'll grow. We'll hire and train people to produce our product and open up a store in the next 12 months if possible. We'll scale our product for supermarkets kind of like Capri Sun pouches, and adding vegetables like carrots, sneaking vegetables in there, which adds a lot of nutritional value, and move beyond our school district. And also sell things like these. This is a Yeti with our sticker on it, so yeah.
Current milestones. We've acquired permission to sell in the Parkway School District, which is huge. And we've also talked to the president of the PTO actually yesterday at the community breakfast, and she gave us another selling opportunity. We've completed an operating agreement, acquired an LLC, as well as an employment number, state employment number. And we've also won a nifty pitch competition before, and that's the startup capital that we've used today. So here we are. Feel free to contact us.
So how are those slushies? Any left? They didn't. They forgot about me. Oh, John drank it. Yeah, of course. But you gotta love it. Consumable goods. No better way to make money. All right. Next we have Twisted Bow Ties. Twisted Bow Ties. Come on up.
All right, twisted bow ties. Snap, twist, and stand out. Throughout history, the bow tie has dignified many different things. Sometimes it represented honor, like Maximilien Robespierre in the French Revolution. Sometimes it dignified wealth, like Laurier in his his black tie event held at the Tuxedo Club in New York in the late 80s. That's the 1780s. And strength with Franklin Roosevelt, who couldn't even walk, but he sported a bow tie as he strapped up his legs and walked across the Oval Office. And sometimes just plain badassery like James Bond. And sometimes it just gave nerds a way to embrace their nerdliness like Bill Nye. But one thing that these guys all had in common was their desire to stand out and be different from their peers. And that is what Twisted Bow Ties wants to impart on our customers. We want to stand out and be just a little bit different. So how do we do that? We sell our ties in halves. And this seems a little bit odd, but we have devised a system that allows our customers to connect any two halves of the bow ties using our clip. So what is our clip? It is a C-shaped stainless steel clip that is threaded when it has 3 neodymium magnets on the back. So what are neodymium magnets? They're very strong little magnets, and they're diametrically charged, so they can pivot 360 degrees and connect with any other clip. So we've been working with Quest, a company that does manufacturing, and they are going to help us produce these in large quantities for our customers.
And here's an example of 3 of our twisted bow tie halves that were designed by us. However, they're not going to be available to purchase until spring. And I'm sorry, but I know the tension is rising, but it's not available quite yet. And if you were to take any 2 of the previous 3 halves and tie them in any way, you can make 6 unique configurable bow ties to wear.
This chart shows the number of halves purchased and how many full bow tie combinations can be created from that. So 2 makes 2, 3 makes 6, all the way up to 10, making 768. So it's a pretty big value in purchasing our half bow ties. We have a sound cost structure. Our clips, packaging, magnets, and thread bars being our constants. The ties are going to be variable when it comes to materials we use. Our ROI is at about 350%, so it's pretty big.
So bow ties are on the rise. In recent years, in 2013, they hit their max market, and then they fell for a second, and neckties were in. But in recent years, they have been back on the climb, and people are buying bow ties a whole lot more.
And it's very popular in the US right now, and especially the UK as well. So we want to corner this market, and we also want to change bow ties for the future coming.
The biggest thing to Twisted Bow Ties is to give back to our community. Whenever we start selling our bow ties, we'll be going to universities to give bow ties to the people who just want to sport their team colors in the university. We will be helping out the kids that are trying to look classy for prom, and just the everyday bow tie wearers like us. And we are going to give back to our community by going to networking events, donating to Chad's Coalition, which is a St. Louis-based organization that helps people with mental health issues.
So the primary element of our marketing strategy involves social media and Instagram specifically. So the main things we plan to do with our account is to set up an Instagram business account. Now this allows us to have real-time data on who's looking at our account and when they're doing so. That way we can more effectively target certain groups. Also, we want to use hashtags on all of our posts so that way we can be seen by more users. Even people who weren't necessarily going on our account, if they were scrolling through a list of pictures under, say, hashtag men's fashion, they'll stumble on our account and it might become customers. Also, St. Louis has a great startup community, and we really want to make some meaningful partnerships to help boost our sales. Also, by creating interaction with our Instagram followers, they'll feel more invested in our brand, and it'll be a more personal and organic experience. For example, if we're coming out with a fall collection for our ties, we can offer to our followers to vote on what colors they'd like to see. Then they feel personally invested and are more likely to purchase from us. Finally, we plan on live streaming our events and networking events, and that way people can see how much care goes into the making of their bow ties. So tonight, what we really are asking for is capital in order for us to order and design more prototypes so that way we can ensure that the best possible product is being released. Also, we need money to help make our website better so we can have direct sales. And then finally, we need manufacturing connections to actually get the ties sewn. Thank you.
Good works. All right, twisted bow tie. Good stuff. I've demonstrated a few of those. How would they look in my current outfit? Do I look not quite as put together without the tie? Did you bring me an extra one, or are you like the Kenko slushies that missed me again? Okay, got it. Yeah. All right. You guys ready?
The yellow one is not on. Yep. Take that one when you're done.
All right. And wrapping up, we have Swagger Direct.
Hello, my name is Isaac Swigert.
And I'm Charles Strong.
And our business is Swigert Direct. Swigert Direct is an online third-party selling and reselling business. We focus our sales on sites like eBay, Amazon, and local sales sites such as Craigslist.
What do we do? So we buy products from thrift stores and also on garage sales, and then we list them on online sites such as the ones that were just listed, and resell them to international buyers. So for that instance, we'll take some old fashion, sell it to people like in China, Japan, that think that our fashion is very interesting. So we can sell a $5 hoodie for $45 in China.
So what are our numbers? We've had over $10,000 in revenue, coming to over $6,000 in total profit for 187% return on our investment.
Our points of improvement. We were rough at first. It took some time to learn, but we learned some techniques and process and became more efficient. By that we mean, at first we started selling products for the customer. That was a lot of liability.
Then what we started to do is buy the products on our own and sell them to take the liability away from us. This way we can get rid of the risk but still be making the same money that we were before. Through this, we became more efficient, and we actually grew a following on certain sales sites, so now we're able to even more quickly sell the items and get a better profit.
Changes. Well, obviously, before we were selling that for the customer,
And we were getting a very small fee by just listing it and taking a little money from the side. Now, again, we sell and from buying from obviously garage sales and thrift stores, and we take that and move it to China for a big profit.
We also have started selling and finding specific items for customers, and we look through all the sites that we use since we're very efficient on these sites, and we're able to find great prices for these items that you guys want. So if you have any questions, things you're looking to sell, things you're looking to buy, please contact us. Here's our information. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Everyone have a great night.
Thank you. All right. All right, judges, if you'd like to make your way towards the back, I'll wrap up a few announcements. First, I wanted to thank JJ. Everybody take a look at JJ. He's on the camera. JJ's been filming all these pinch competitions. One, he films them so the students know what they actually look like on stage, so they can visualize and see how they can improve. Two, he documents it for everything that we do. Hold on, guys. Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. Hey, I know you guys are excited because someone's going to win some cash, but we got to wrap up and actually thank Xantha Meyer for everything that she does here at Spark. I don't know what a normal teacher schedule looks like, but I am sure Xantha puts in more hours at weird times than any person I currently know. She has to keep all the mentors in line. She has to keep the school board in line, the alumni association, the administration, the students, the parents. It is everybody that she has to have wrapped around this circle and keep us all running in one clean ship. So thank you, Xantha, for everything you do. All right, so we have about a 5-minute siesta here, and Xantha's going to take us on out. Xantha wants to make one quick announcement before the judges come back.
Hello, thank you so much for coming out tonight, and thank you for being patient with all our technical difficulties. Because of my schedule, it was me who made all of those mistakes. So I wanted to say thank you, and I'm really proud of every single one of these kids. I was just saying, thank goodness I'm not on the judges panel, because the growth I've seen, or we've all seen in 17 weeks has been amazing. So let's give the kids a round of applause, because wow, very impressed. Secondly, I would like to say thank you to Drew for being our MC for tonight. He's our now official MC. He's been doing it for 3 years. He's amazing, and thank you so much. Finally, I'd like to say thank you to Trent Phelps, if you could wave and give us a wave. So Trent Phelps is the reason why we're here tonight, and she donated the money to Parkway to further enhance, hey guys, further enhance entrepreneurship. So we want to say thank you, Trent. And lastly, we want to say thank you to our Alumni Association and our mentors, because without you, we'd have nothing. So always looking out and reaching out to other people and spending your time here and then bringing other people in. So I just want to say thanks. It's working, I think. Look at these kids. I thought it was good. Anyway, so we've got a 5-minute break, and then we're going to announce who gets the money. Thank you.
Excited party people. The judges have returned. Thank you, Airi. We do have results. Thank you, judges, for spending the time to come on out. I made a sneak peek back there and saw a whiteboard full of markings, so I think there was a lot of analysis and thought put into this. Do I got a good teacher eye? Better teacher eye? All right, so we're going to go ahead and announce the winners. They're going to come on up. We'll enter on the stage. We'll give out some awards, and we'll finish with the round of pictures. Can everybody hear me? Yes, sir. All right. Wonderful. Coming in third place is the Twisted Bow Tie. Great job, Twisted Bow Tie. In second place, we have Refined Skateboard. job. Wonderful job, Refined Skateboard. And in first place, we have Kinko Slush. Woo! Great job. And I'm terribly sorry to everybody that was currently waiting in line for slushies, but it called. Thank you to all of the pitch competition tonight. Thanks to all the students, everybody that helped out. And if you are a judge, Mrs. Phelps, please come up here for picture time. Thank you guys.
Here you go.